Hey guys, how's it going here? This is DJ Facing 20 and I'm back with week 16 of NFL predictions. We have 2 weeks left before the end of the season and the playoffs start. So first off, like we always do, we're going to start with last week's record, which is right here. And again, another 14-2 week. We did great last week predicting the games. 2 games I think I got wrong end up being the Seahawks versus Rams game, which if you didn't see that blowout, nobody could probably expect that one. And the other game I did not pick correctly is the Chiefs versus the Chargers. So without further ado, let's get into this week's prediction. So first off, we got our first game of the night, which is actually on a Saturday this week. We got the Indianapolis Colts versus the Baltimore Ravens. Colts, again, not looking good. Lost to the Broncos. And you have the Ravens coming to town. Actually, they're playing in Baltimore. This one, obviously, I'm going to pick the Ravens. Colts, still not sure on Andrew Luck's future, whether he'll actually be able to play in the league or not. But the Ravens, defensive-wise, are looking amazing. A lot of defensive touchdowns they get, especially last week, the guy won a fumble recovery for a touchdown. So this one is going to go to the Ravens over the Colts. Next up, we got the Minnesota Vikings versus the Green Bay Packers. Vikings coming off of a destruction against the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals did not stand a chance. So the Packers coming off of a loss against the Panthers. Well, if you look at it here, Aaron Rodgers came back last week. 3 touchdowns, that looks good. 3 picks is where he did not do as well. This week is going to be tough. Vikings need to win this game to help with their getting the first seed. Now the Eagles have already clinched a first round bye, so they have their second win. I say this one, they're in Lambeau. I'm going to pick the Packers on this one. I think Packers are going to play spoiler this week. Aaron Rodgers did not do as well last week, but a divisional game in Lambeau on a cold night, 2 days before Christmas. I think it'll be the Packers winning this game. Next up, we got the Los Angeles Rams versus the Tennessee Titans. Los Angeles is looking amazing. They destroyed the Seahawks, made their defense look like trash, and the Titans come off a loss against Garoppolo and the Niners. Rams are going to win this one. Better overall team. Todd Gurley is going to probably destroy, again, 4 touchdowns last week. We didn't see that. Fantasy owners, good. I'm happy for you. But this one is going to go to the Los Angeles Rams. Next, we got the Bills versus the Patriots. A lot on the line for this game. Bills coming in, trying to get a wild card spot, while the Patriots are wanting to close up. Actually, they already did close up the AFC East. Now, right here, Patriots are playing for 1 or 2 seed in the playoffs for the AFC. This game's going to be a big one. I think Patriots will win this game before Christmas in Foxborough. Patriots win against the Bills. This is the Cleveland Browns versus the Chicago Bears. Cleveland still has not had a win yet. 0-14 against a Bears team who is struggling as well. They're playing in Chicago. However, I think this is the week that the Browns win a game. Now, people are going to think I'm crazy. I picked the Browns before earlier on. I said, I'm not going to pick the Browns. This week, though, I'm going to pick the Browns. Deshaun Kaiser has not been playing terribly the past couple weeks coming up to this game. I'm going to pick the Browns to win this one. Now, this could bite me in the butt, but I don't care. I'm going to pick Cleveland. Congratulations, getting your first win, not ending up like the Lions. Next up, we got the Falcons versus the Saints. Huge implications for this game. Falcons looking for that wildcard spot. Saints trying to wildcard or win the division. So last time the Falcons played the Saints lost. Sean Payton got on the field, got flagged. Brees threw an interception in the end zone. For this game, I'm going to pick the Saints to come win it. I think the Saints will come and win this one. They're at home. You got 2 healthy backs now as opposed to one being injured. And I think that the Saints will win this one pretty good. Falcons coming off of that win against the Bucs last week. I think this one will go to the Saints. Drew Brees, I think he'll actually have a good game this week. Michael Thomas. I'll say Michael Thomas gets 80 receiving yards and 2 touchdown catches. That's probably a stupid prediction. Oh well. But Saints on top of the Falcons. Next up, we got the Detroit Lions versus the Cincinnati Bengals. The Lions also have huge playoff implications coming into this game, wanting a wild card spot, while the Bengals, Marvin Lewis may not come back. So the Bengals got destroyed last week against the Vikings. I'm going to say that the Lions beat the Bengals in Cincy. Bengals are just not looking good. They might as well just tank the rest of the season and get a better draft pick. Maybe draft somebody who isn't injured, and we'll see where that goes from there. But the Detroit Lions are going to beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Next up, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Carolina Panthers. Tampa Bay come off that Monday night loss against the Falcons, while the Panthers, good win against the Packers. Now, this game is a divisional game, going to be close, but I think the Panthers will win this game again. Panthers are looking hot. Cam Newton's looking really good. They're a team to reckon with in the NFC playoffs, looking on in the future. Could possibly win the NFC playoffs. We'll see how that goes from there. But I do think this one is going to go to the Carolina Panthers. Our next game is the Miami Dolphins versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Dolphins come off a loss against the Buffalo Bills, while the Chiefs are coming off a win against the Chargers, taking sole place in the lead of the AFC West once again. Now, the Chiefs may be coming back. Kareem Hunt had an amazing game. Dolphins had a good game against the Patriots, coming to lose against the Bills. I think Chiefs win this one, better overall team. They may come back. Maybe November was just a bad month for them. I know they had no wins in that month. Maybe this is where they come back and show, hey, we're still a good team to reckon with. Never know. Chiefs win this one. Better overall team. Kareem Hunt over 100 yards rushing this game. Next up, we got the Broncos versus the Redskins. No one really cares about this game. I know I don't really care about this game. I wouldn't say the Redskins win. The Broncos still looking for a quarterback, although while they're, not too bad, just because everybody else is injured. Now, I would not be surprised if next year the Broncos had either a Cousins, a Manning, or maybe even an Alex Smith on their team. They need a quarterback. They need to draft one and see what happens. But I think the Redskins will beat the Broncos in this one. Next up, we got the Los Angeles Chargers versus the New York Jets. The Jets are, I think they're not in playoff contention anymore, while the Chargers still have a division to fight for, and maybe even a wild card spot they can get. Now, I like the Chargers' chances of winning the AFC West right now. It's looking a little bit more grim after that loss. I do think the Chargers win this one, though. Still a good team against the Jets in New York, and I think Philip Rivers will have a good game. Keenan Allen probably have a better game at least than last week, and the Chargers will beat the Jets. Next up, we got the Jaguars beating the Texans last week, and the Niners, who beat the Tennessee Titans, that actually helped the Jaguars. Now, Garoppolo is now 5-0 as a starter. If you don't know that, it's getting back to also the Patriots, if that's all I'm counting to, the Patriots. He's not looking bad against the Jaguars defense that could cause him some problems. Now, obviously, he hasn't thrown that many touchdowns per se. It's just been a lot of field goals for the Niners. I think this week, I don't like to pick against the Niners because I do think Garoppolo is a good quarterback, but I'm going to pick the Jacksonville Jaguars to win this one. Now, the Jaguars' defense is really good. Now, people are still saying they could be getting a weak schedule at the end. They have had a decently weak schedule near the end, but I don't think they're that bad of a team. Now, I wouldn't sit there and say they're AFC championship contenders, which I guess they're kind of are since they're the third seed, but I wouldn't say that they'd be my first pick, but I do think that they beat the Niners this one. Now, we got the Seahawks versus the Cowboys in the next one. Seahawks looking to come back from a laugher against the Rams, and the Cowboys, who are getting back Ezekiel Elliott this week, could be huge for them, but we don't know his role is going to be in the offense for him coming back. I'm going to assume he's going to get a lot of running plays, which is going to help Dak Prescott out a lot. Now, the Cowboys are still looking to fight for a playoff spot. However, I do think the Seahawks come back this week. The Seahawks have not lost 3 straight games since 2011. So I don't think that's going to happen here, and I think the Seahawks will beat the Cowboys in Jerry World. Next up, we got another scheduling genius who gave us the New York Giants versus Cardinals. Giants come off of a great game against the Philadelphia Eagles. Eli Manning did not look too bad that game. Cardinals are coming off of their game, and Cardinals, you don't expect a lot from them the remainder of the season. But Blaine Gabbert's not looking too bad, I guess. But Adrian Pearson is now on the IR, which could hurt them a bit in the passing game due to the fact they don't have a good running back, considering David Johnson's also injured. So now we have the Giants and the Cardinals. Now, who do I pick this one? I'm going to pick the Giants, and here's why. I think the game last week against the Eagles may show how they can actually play. Now, if they play like that, then there's no way that they should lose. I do think the Giants win this one against the Cardinals. However, the only reason I think I may be wrong is because they could be playing for picks right now and purposely lose. But I know Eli's trying to prove, hey, look, I need to find a team next year if I don't get back to the Giants. I think the Giants will actually beat the Cardinals. Next up, we got the Steelers versus the Texans, and the JJ could play. They have two brothers against each other. But we have the Steelers looking to get a 1 or 2 seed in the AFC playoffs against a Texans team who season got blown up by 2 torn ACLs. So this game is going to go to the Steelers, I think. Now the Texans have DeAndre Hopkins, good player. Only good player right now on the team because they're playing with a third-string quarterback in Yates. Now we have Savage, who's injured, may come back this week. Not sure if they'll play him. And we have, Deshaun Watson, ACL injury out for the season. Now this one will go to the Steelers, better overall team. Ben Roethlisberger needs to come back. Maybe we should not fight spikes, and maybe he should stop forcing stuff where it doesn't need to be. And next up, we got our last game of the week, Monday night, the second one on Christmas. The Oakland Raiders versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Raiders are coming off of their game while the Eagles are coming off of a close, squeaky win to the Giants. That's the second close, squeaky win of the year. Now, they're playing in Philly on Christmas. It's going to be cooler weather, possibility for snow. Now, the Raiders can't deal with snow. They play with California. We'll see how it goes, but I think that the Eagles will beat the Raiders in this one. Now, Nick Foles, if you don't remember the last time he played against the Raiders, he threw for a tie of the NFL record, 7 TD passes. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen here, but I'm saying he is a good quarterback, and as last week proved, 4 touchdowns is a good, especially for somebody they said cannot play in the league. Notice he's 21-16 as a starting quarterback in the league, so that's not a shabby record, better than any of the Browns quarterbacks in the past decade. And I do think that the Eagles beat the Raiders here. And that's all for this week. Now, this is our second to last week. We'll see what we do next week. Thank you guys for watching the video. New set, not really new. I'm at home for Christmas. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. Comment down below what you get for Christmas, whether it's clothes, whether it's toys, whether it's a new Madden game, whether it's a new ACL, because wins. And I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas.